What's going on, you guys? I'm here with a new video today, and what I have for you guys is a new format, Master Rule 5 Mermail deck profile. If you guys are new here, consider subscribing. Be sure to hit that notification bell. You guys will be notified whenever I upload. I also live stream now. I've been live streaming pretty much every day. You can catch me over on Twitch. I have the username up there at IamSlimYGO. I also stream to YouTube, so I stream to YouTube and Twitch pretty much almost every day of the week. We're working towards the affiliate program, and then hopefully on to the partner program in the future. Hopefully you guys will come out and check the live stream. But yeah, Mermail Atlanteans, Atlantean Mermails, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to be the first to say this is not my deck. This is actually my little brother Jerry's deck. You guys might remember him from the video we did a while back when he got his first invite with Thunder Dragons. He's a huge fan of this deck. He's been playing this deck forever. It's his baby, and he was kind enough to update a list for me and send it to me. He's kind of camera shy, so I couldn't get a live deck profile, but he sent me this list. Now, what this list is this is basically a starting point for a lot of players. You know, we just started the new Master Rule, and it's really hard to kind of dictate like how good or how bad certain decks will be, how represented some decks will be. So he wanted to just throw his first take on Mermails out here for you guys. There is no side deck because we're just working with the main and the extra. Things, of course, will be changed as the format progresses, but I thought this would be a good starting point for anyone that wants to pick up Mermails, anyone that did, you know, hold all their Mermail stuff, who blinged it out, did any of that crazy stuff and decided to keep it. This is the list that he presented to me for the new format. Deep Sea Diva is back at 3. It's pretty crazy for the things it does for the deck. But like I said, this is just a starting point, so anyone who is just picking up the deck now, revisiting the deck, this will help you get your feet wet, no pun intended, and get you kind of back into playing Mermails. But yeah, I'm going to get into it again. Huge shout out to him for sending me this. I really do appreciate it. If you guys had tuned into our last stream, you saw that we were building this just to profile for you guys, but hopefully you guys do enjoy. So we will get into it. So for the main deck, he's got 2 copies of Aqua Spirit. So this card basically can help you turbo Dweller. It can turbo link monsters. It can do a lot of things for you. It can kind of speed up your process to making needle fiber or what's it called? What's its name now? I forgot. It's Halquifibrax, whatever. But yeah, Aqua Spirit, it's kind of an OG card. Like, I don't know if everyone who's played Mermails before has played it, but basically you summon it by removing from play 1 water monster in your graveyard. Basically it's a level 4 water that helps you just extend. It also has an effect that you can change the battle position of one of your opponent's face-up monsters. I don't know how often that effect will come up, but I mean, you have the deck in there as like an additional extender and a pretty easy monster to summon. Of course, triple Dragoons. This card is crazy. Every time it goes to the graveyard, you add a Sea Serpent from your deck to your hand except Dragoons. Yeah, this card is just, the card is just nuts when it's sent to the graveyard for a water effect. Like, and I mean, you're always discarding it for Megalo or for Teus, so I mean, you're always getting your effects off. This card being at 3 just makes the deck nuts. So Mermails are really kind of limited because of the link monsters. Now that that restriction is lifted, they basically can just do what they used to do back in the day of just like kind of creating this build a board or breaking boards, OTKing the opponent, hand looping the opponent. There's a lot of things you can do with this deck that make this deck pretty scary, this format, and Dragoons just helps facilitate all that. For your Atlanteans, he's got the 2 copies of Heavy Infantry and the 2 copies of Marksman. These deal with your face-up and face-down cards. I'm trying to say, it's been a really long time for me. You're able to target 1 face-up card, and you're able to target 1 face-down card, or 1 set card. So this is not limited to monsters or back row. You can hit either or, so this can help out floodgates. This can knock out back row or set monsters or face-up monsters. That could be a problem. So these cards are just amazing in and of themselves. I like these playing 2 copies of each. You could reduce it to 1 or whatever, but I like that he's playing 2 of each. You want to see them, you want to be able to just get your Mermails off, so it makes sense. Of course, the all-star of the show, Triple Diva. Now that this card is back at 3, it gave a lot of consistency back to the deck. To be able to do a lot, being able to summon from your deck and then being able to do whatever and go off is great. This card, of course, coming to 3 is because of the new Deep Sea Diva support, so that shouldn't come as any surprise that why this card came back to 3 on the list. It's pretty scary, but it'll be interesting to see what Mermails do, and then once the new Deep Sea Diva support comes out, what Deep Sea Diva, the archetype, plus Mermails, plus any kind of water deck will do with that at their disposal. So very cool. He does play some extra tuners in the deck. Some of these cards you might have seen before, some of you might not have. I'm actually not familiar with all of them, but he is playing Fishborg Launcher. It's a level 1 fish tuner. If you have a monster in your graveyard other than Fishborg Launcher and all of them are water, you can special summon this card from your graveyard, and if you do banish it when it leaves the field, it cannot be used for a synchro summon except for a synchro summon of a water. So basically the thing is with this is that you're able to bring this out because all the monsters in your deck are water. And yeah, one thing I forgot, so Halquifibrax or needle fiber, however you want to call it, is a water. That's pretty crazy. So the fact that this is water, I didn't even realize that, gives this extra synergy. So that's actually insane. I never would have thought of that. But yeah, you're able to summon this. All the monsters in your graveyard are water, and then you can just special summon using it for any of your summons. So this is just great. This card is nuts. Of course, the one jet Synchron. This is one of the other cards that helps you, you know, kind of turbo out Needle Fiber. Just a really good card in general. Just helps you do whatever. It's in your graveyard. You use it for a Synchron material. You can do stuff. You can send one card from your hand to the graveyard, special summon it. It'll get banished at the end, but that doesn't matter. The point is just getting another tuner on board and just, you know, link climbing and synchro climbing and doing everything you do. One copy of Lapis Dragon. So this was the card I wasn't sure what this card did. So what it does is if this card is added from your deck to your hand, you can reveal this card, special summon it. If this card is added from your graveyard to your hand by a card effect, you reveal this card, special summon it, banish it when it leaves the field. So basically you use this in tandem with when you search off your mermails, and also when you discard or when you add it back. So this has synergy. It can get summoned multiple times, and it helps you not only, it's also a tuner, which is crazy. I didn't even realize this is a tuner too. So this is a very cool card. So it has its place in the deck. I have seen this card before. I just couldn't remember the name of it. But yeah, this is a very cool card for the deck as a one copy of one Gundy. That's pretty standard. Triple Megalo, one of the main stars of the show. I mean, you just discard 2 other water monsters, special summon it. You just trigger everything and you just start going. Plus you search off Megalo, so you can search the Abyss spell. So that's pretty cool. You got the one copy of Pike, that's standard. Triple copies of Teus. So Teus and Megalo are still your all-stars in the deck. That hasn't changed. They still do everything for you that you need them to do. They're beat sticks. They help you just, break your opponent's board with whatever you discard and just keep, just applying pressure. Of course, the one copy of Molinglacia, the Elemental Lord, the Water Elemental Lord, discards 2 cards from your opponent's hands. Broken. That and Omega can rip 3 cards. That's crazy. You got the 3 copies of Neftivus. This card is the bane of my existence, just playing against this deck back in the day. This card is just so good. Sense for Cause, like, it's just ridiculous. Like, the Prince is just broken for a level 1 for this deck. So, one of the best cards in the deck, and, like, easily the best normal summon. That's it for the monsters. So, there's no hand traps. What this deck is, this is like a full combo deck, so you're just trying to go first and build your board, or go second and break your opponent's board. So, that's why you play it this way. You got the one copy of the Abyss Scale of the Mizuchi. So, what this is basically just a spell negator. You equip it to a Mermail monster. It gains 800. The spell card is activated on your opponent's side of the field. You negate the effect, and then you send this card to the graveyard. So it's pretty cool. It gives you an out. It's searchable with Megalo, and you also can just out a spell. So that's pretty cool. It's the best one to use as far as the equips go. Triple copies of Call by the Grave. That's standard. You want all your combos to resolve. Also good if you're going first. Your combos resolve. You can set up as a trap. He's still playing the one of Instant Fusion. So this card was at 3 in the deck before, just because it helps you turbo out your plays. Now that you don't have the option to do that, you only have 1 copy. You can still play it though. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure with all the searching the deck does, you might actually see it. So kind of the same reasoning why on Mech Knight Invoked I kept the 1 copy in. I think it's fine keeping the 1 copy in, especially if it attributes to your engine as much as it does. Triple copies of Lightning Storm. Again, you need this card. It's a blowout card against backrow decks. You need bomb cards in like bomb decks, so that's pretty standard. It's also a Raigeki or Harpy's Feather Duster, either or. 1 Reborn, it's broken. Triple copies of Moray, agreed. This card is absolutely insane for this deck. The fact that you shuffle 2 water monsters back, draw 3 is ridiculous. This just helps you fix your hand, get to your combo pieces, and I like it a lot. The 1 for 1 because it just summons Prince and it's broken. And then 2 copies of Avarice. So I talked to Jerry about this. He didn't want to max out on 3. He said that you just never really will get to that 3rd one. You shouldn't be getting to 3 Avarice in like any deck. You should just kind of be playing your game and then Avaricing back. And, that should be enough like for you to win the game. 2 is just there in case the grind game goes on longer. It just helps you win the grind game in the end. But that's it for the main deck. It's 42 cards in the main deck. He changed a couple things around. But like I said, this is just a starting blueprint for anyone that's trying to build the deck. And again, people that complain about the price tag of Lightning Storm, remember, there's no real events right now. So if you're just trying to play this online, go crazy. There's no budget online, so just remember that. So that's it for the main deck. And then just the extra deck real quick for you guys. You got the one Mud Dragon of the Swamp. So this is an instant fusion target. It also just makes it, it has a pretty cool effect. It's water. It's level 4. Can Turbo Dweller. One thing about this deck, you notice it can Turbo Dweller pretty quickly. So anything that can help facilitate that is great. 1 copy of Borreload, Savage Dragon, an awesome negate card. 1 Omega, hand loops, shenanigans, everything. The 1 copy of TG Wonder Magician. It comes off of Needle Fiber. You guys know that effect. Also, it's a tuner. Dweller, one of the best cards in the deck, standard. The 1 copy of Bahamut Shark. You guys already know how this works. Bahamut Shark can tutor out the Totally Awesome. If you notice he's not playing any of the frogs in the deck, that might change going forward, but I like that he's just relying on the Bahamut Shark to summon the Toad so that you're not doing too much with Toad by itself, since it's only at 1 now. 1 copy of Abyss Gaios. This card's pretty standard if it comes up. This card is pretty nice. Like back in the day, this card was nuts. I think this card is still really good, so it's cool that he's still playing it all these years later, so that's pretty standard. That's it for the XYZs and Synchros and all that. links. Got the one BLS link. Again, very easy to make in this deck. Very hard for a lot of decks to deal with if they don't have an out or don't find the out to it. So this card's amazing, especially if you make it the correct way by using a level 7 or higher monster. It becomes like untouchable. So card's amazing, especially against backrow decks. One Boral Sword because you just OTK with it. One Cross Sheet because it does come up. You can still do it with instant fusion. You can still do it with some of the plays. There are plays that you can make this card, so I think it's fine. Plus, it's a generic link too, so it does point down. Plus, it also can work with any of the other monsters you summon onto it, because you can do you can do fusion, you can do ritual, you can do what else? You can do some other stuff with it. Synchro, all your monsters will gain 700. XYZ, all monsters your opponent controls will lose 700. So Cross Sheep has synergy in pretty much every form of a deck that can make it. Then 2 copies of Needle Fiber or Hulky Fibrax, whatever the hell you want to call it these days. This card is just insane in this deck, even better than I thought. The fact that it's water synergizes so well with so many cards in this deck. We've been waiting so long to get this card, and even though the ban list did hit certain cards that made this card in one card, the deck's still able to really utilize it the best. And then just the 2 Nightmares because they're just generically good and just generic good removal. But that's everything I got for you guys today. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this updated deck list of Mermails for the new format. Again, this is my little brother Jerry's first list. We're going to be updating it as the format continues, and I'll definitely be bringing it more to you guys. A lot of online tournaments are going on right now. I said I'll be streaming, so of course the Twitch link is up there, down in the description below as well if you guys want to follow me on Twitch. I'm working towards affiliate and then partner in the future. We're trying I really do enjoy the live streaming with you guys. I definitely want to do more of it. You'll definitely see, hopefully, him playing this deck online as well as me testing out other decks for the format. And we'll definitely be holding a poll for the next deck that'll be used in Let's Test This Deck. So we'll definitely hold a poll for that for more decks to test in the future. But again, this is just a blueprint for you guys to start with. A lot of changes can be made. You can play the frog in. You can do a lot of things with this deck. I think the ceiling for this deck is very high, and it'll be interesting to see what Mermails do in this new format. But yeah, that's all I got to say. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.